Hi there, this is Untitled channel. Today we are going to talk about methods of mind uncertainty matter interactions and problems related to them. Observation is a basic method of interaction between mind and uncertainty in incertualism. First element of it is expectation. Second, observation or waiting. Third, a fulfillment of expectation. Fourth, acknowledging that all these elements were an intentional manipulation and not just a coincidence. To perform such an activity, you need an observable object that generates probability to fulfill your expectation. That's just the most basic description of this method. It will be needed later for analyzing some intentional and unintentional uncertainty interactions. But there are actually dozens or maybe even hundreds of different systems for solving mind-matter problems available in modern informational media space. And they all have something in common. They all are kind of useless. Not because they are not usable, ineffective or impossible, but because modern society doesn't really accept the importance and thus an existence of mind-matter interactions sphere. It has stayed best-case scenario in cultural and philosophical part of modern media space. This means that society, groups and corporations won't put their resources to improve this sphere, and as a result, people that may have talents in these interactions won't invest their time and energy on developing them. Because people need an appreciation from society for their activity, and in modern world, society and civilization are practically all our life. And if something is not really accepted by society, then it won't exist at all for us, no matter whether it's working in nature or not. This leads to marginalization of all these spheres. And marginalization means that you won't be able to find trusted information on subject. People would tend to lie and perform different kinds of frauds for fame and money, using obvious ignorance from society. The worst thing is that even if you succeeded in your research, your fate won't be too bright. You would be just demonstrating your abilities to skeptics till your death. And after this, guess what? Another skeptic would appear and call you a fraud, and you won't be able to answer him anything. And you can't really blame them, because there were lots of frauds and charlatans of all kinds in it. All in all, an impact on society would be zero. Why is this happening? There are several reasons. In this video, we will speak about one of them. First of all, because of misleading concept of lack of knowledge. That comes from modern science. There are deep reasons why scientific method is giving such misleading illusion for researchers solving this problem, but we will discuss it later. Lack of knowledge myth leads to the idea that you have to invent such system of interactions, and that's an only problem. Just create it like as some new gadget and show it to the world, and then everyone would be happy and buy it from you. But that is wrong. There are hundreds of different systems that work to some extent, but all of them have very little use, because without acceptance from society there won't be any development, no new energy for system, no real appreciation for work that people put into it. So who would sign himself for an activity that are predestined to lose because of civilization's disapproval? But there is always hope. First of all, knowledge is power here. Don't be naive to think that during all thousands of years humanity haven't created some interesting systems there, and it really needs an invention. But instead realize that there wasn't any movement for acceptance and approval of this sphere, and that's what really needed. Nowadays, modern world has met a critic and decisive crisis because of rising quantity and quality of interactions with uncertainty. And this really opens borders for new ideas, ideas that would show how important might uncertainty matter interactions for everyone. But this would be discussed in new videos. Stay tuned for more content. Cheers!